So here we are, everyone, another attempt at a silver squeeze today, March 31st of 2025. Now, many of you know I'm not a big fan of the silver squeeze because of what it did to premiums in 2021. That being said, many of you said that as long as premiums stay reasonable, you want to buy silver today because you want to see the spot price go up by attempting to squeeze the physical silver supply. Will it happen? I don't know, but I will tell you that everything in this video has already been done. In other words, I'm recording the intro after I already did all the work. I called coin shops, I looked at online dealers, I looked at wholesalers, and I'm going to share all of that with you today to show you if the premiums have moved up at all. And in fact, I called one coin shop, which I did record, and I'm going to put it at the end of the video because I'm not even going to use what he said in the math because his premiums were so low. So if you want to hear that, make sure you stay tuned to the end of the video. But guys, let's get in it. Let's take a look at the premiums as a result of today's silver squeeze. And by the way, if you are looking to buy some silver today and are looking for a great deal, my sponsor Bullion has today only $5 face value of 90% silver dimes for just spot price, and all week they will have 1 ounce silver maple leafs as low as $1.49 or just $2.49 over spot if you buy 1 to 24. So if you want to take advantage of that, make sure you go to sdbullion.com/deals and get your order in today. So the first thing I want to share with you is a phone call I made to a coin shop owner, and I called him anonymously and asked him what he was selling silver rounds for and silver eagles for, and if he had heard about the silver squeeze. Let's hear what he had to say. Hey, I was calling. I heard that there was like a silver squeeze or something going right now, and I thought maybe I should buy some silver today. Are you guys selling any?
Yeah, we have plenty of silver.
Okay.
Rounds, bars, all of that.
What do your rounds sell for?
So rounds right now we're at $35.50.
Okay, what is that over spot, if you don't mind?
It's about $1.75.
Okay, so and then like are silver eagles like going pretty well? I know those were pretty high recently.
They are. So eagles are going to be more. So eagles I got at $37.50. So about $2 on top of the rounds.
Okay, all right, that makes sense. So it's still that's still like $4 under spot or over spot though. It's not over 4, right?
For eagles, it's actually a little under $4. It's like $3.75.
$3.75. Yeah, that's what I meant. I just worded it wrong.
Yeah. Okay. I got plenty of them. I have several hundred available. But
do you have a lot of people calling about the silver because of this whole squeeze thing that they're talking about?
I've heard. It's probably why my Saturday was so busy. I had one of the busiest Saturdays I ever had. So my guess, yes. This morning I haven't heard too much yet. But we'll see. Because it's still young, unfortunately.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, well, I really appreciate it, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. Yeah, take care. Bye.
So 175 over for silver rounds and 375 over for silver eagles really is not that bad. And as he said, on Saturday he was really busy and did hear mumblings of a silver squeeze, so maybe that's why he was so busy. I don't know. But I did call some other coin shops and find out what they're selling eagles and rounds for, and we're going to take a look at those right now. So let's start with silver rounds, then we'll do silver eagles. Then I'll show you that local coin shop in Missouri that advertises their prices online, and the sheet updates what spot price, and we'll see if their numbers have went up as well. So our first state is in California. They had silver rounds with a premium of $2 an ounce over spot, a little bit more than that shop that we just listened to. The one after that was Arizona. They were $2.50 an ounce over spot for 1 ounce silver rounds. Followed by Arizona, we called South Dakota, and they had $1.80 over spot for 1 ounce silver buffaloes, basically what that other shop was. After that, we called Illinois. They were $2 an ounce over spot. And then finally, we called North Carolina, also $2 an ounce over spot. So that's it for the rounds. Everything from 180 to 250 and 175 from the shop that we heard. Everything's really tight, 250 being the highest of all the shops that we called. Now let's take a look at silver eagles. And with our silver eagles, we start back in California. They had silver eagles at $5 an ounce over spot. Now the shop that we called in Arizona was only $4.50 an ounce over spot, which is a little bit better than that shop in Cali. Now in South Dakota, we were at $4.80 an ounce over spot for 1 ounce silver eagles. Then we go to Illinois. They had $5 an ounce over spot for silver eagles. And then finally, North Carolina at spot +4. Now let's look at that spreadsheet from this coin shop in Missouri that I was talking about. And just so you guys know, this updates every time you refresh the page. And when you're in their coin shop and you're buying or selling something from them that's gold or silver, like an eagle or a round, they actually pull this up right in front of you and they show you the number right on the screen. They use the same sheet in their shop. So you can't say when you go in, they'll give you a different number. This is what they sell it for. So we are also going to look at the Bullion Club price, and that's because unlike Costco, their Bullion Club is free. So all you have to do is give them some contact info, probably so they can send you advertising, whatever. But my point is it's free to enter, so or join. So let's take a look. American Silver Eagles Common Gems. Their buy price, so they're actually buying these for 90 cents an ounce over spot. They have spot at 33.86. They're buying them for 34.76. And they're selling them for $3.45. So $37.31 minus $33.86 means their premium on generic random date Eagles, so their BU common gems, is only $3.45. Now looking at our 1 ounce rounds, they're selling these for $35.31, which is only $1.45 over spot. So $1.45 on rounds, $3.45 on Eagles, $2 difference right there. And then it looks like they're actually paying 85 cents back of spot for 1 ounce rounds if you were to sell them to them. So they're paying 85 cents back, selling for $1.45 over. There's buying Eagles for 90 cents over, selling them for $3.45. So you get the idea. And then 10 ounce bars we'll also look at right here because they have a good deal on these at $350.60. That's $35.06, which means they're only selling those for $1.20 an ounce over spot for the 10 ounce bars. All right, now that we have the data from all of those shops, let's go ahead and take a look at the average premiums. But keep in mind, this does not include that last shop that I haven't shared with you yet that had the craziest premiums I've seen in a while. So here we go with the rounds. The average premium on rounds is $1.93 an ounce over spot. And then the average premium on Eagles of all of the shops that we talked about so far is $4.36. So now we're going to take a look at some of the online retailer premiums and see what they're selling silver rounds for and silver Eagles. And in this one, I looked at 5 different retailers. So again, we'll start with silver rounds and then we'll take a look at silver Eagles. And with our first online retailer, you can see they had a premium for silver rounds of $2.99 over spot. That's actually a little bit worse than our local coin shops. Our second online retailer was 99 cents an ounce over spot, but you will know that I put in red down there, varied condition. And what that means is you're getting them for 99 cents an ounce over spot. You are getting an ounce of silver, but it may be dinged, scratched, dented, whatever it may be. But still, at the end of the day, you're getting an ounce of silver for just 99 cents an ounce over spot. Now, the third online retailer had the exact same deal. And no, they were not related retailers like, owned by the same company. They just happen to have the same deal, varied condition, at 99 cents an ounce over spot. Now, our fourth online retailer, the cheapest I could find on their site for generic 1 ounce rounds is $2.45. And I actually had the dig because on most sites, when you sort by lowest price, they start with the lowest price. But this one, I guess because of an issue with like tiered pricing or whatever, it was actually not the lowest price that was put at the top when I did sort by lowest price. But either way, we found it the cheapest one they had at $2.45. And then finally, our fifth retailer for 1 ounce silver rounds had 1 ounce generic random silver rounds for $2.29 an ounce over spot. Now we'll take a look at silver Eagles. It needs to be the same as shop order, but again, in no particular order, like best to worst or whatever. Our first online retailer had 1 ounce silver Eagles at $6.49 over spot. That is quite a bit higher than what we had from the local shops. Our second online retailer was really close to the lowest of our local shops at $3.69 an ounce over spot for silver Eagles. Our third online retailer brings us back up to $5.05. And by the way, these are all for random date cheapest Eagles I had available that were BU. Now $5.05, and then our next shop was $3.91 an ounce over spot for their 1 ounce silver Eagles. And then finally, bringing it in at $5.99 was online retailer number 5. Now we can take those numbers and average them up. And for the 5 online retailers that we looked at, for 1 ounce silver rounds, we had an average premium of $1.94. And then for 1 ounce silver Eagles, an average premium of $5.03. All right, so it appears that there's no major spike in premiums either from local shops or online retailers. And actually, it seems like the premiums at local shops are a little bit lower. But I want to share with you that call that I was spoiling to you earlier. And just so you know, I actually called them back from a different phone without a voice changer and asked them again. And I got roughly the same answer. Listen to this. Yeah, do you guys have any silver for sale today, like rounds or Eagles?
I do.
Okay, what are they going for? I heard something about the silver squeeze and people trying to buy a bunch of silver today, so I was just kind of curious.
Let me see what I got here. As of right now, I've got some rounds at 34
At 34. And what is spot right now? Do you know?
33.70.
Oh, wow. So you got those for just 30 cents? Wow. Okay. What about Silver Eagles?
I'm running low on Silver Eagles. They're 35.
35. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Bye.
Absolutely.
Needless to say, those numbers were crazy. And like I said, I called them back with a separate number a little bit later and heard roughly the same answers. Now, the last thing to check is if the silver squeeze has affected spot price, because remember, the whole idea of the silver squeeze is to get spot price to go up, and it clearly has not. In fact, it's been pretty flatline today, going up as high as around 34.40 or so, and right now it's actually back 13 cents or 34.11. So it really hasn't affected spot price at all. This looks like a normal, average, everyday trading day for silver. And that means, at least for day one of the silver squeeze, it looks to be a bust. But again, this is just the first day. We'll have to wait a few days and see if the market actually reacts to the increase in silver sales or not. I have no idea, but I don't really think it's going to make a big difference. Let me know with a comment down below what you think, though. And guys, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos where I cover topics about silver and gold, such as this one. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you next time.